Hey, friends. Welcome back to the Heal You podcast and our 52-part series, Bloom, Rooted in Love, Growing in Strength. This year, we're really focusing on the journey of growth, a transformation that starts from within and extends to every part of our lives. So think of yourself. Think of yourself as a seed, planted in the fertile soil of love and nurtured by the strength you cultivate each day. The theme, Bloom, reminds us that growth isn't always fast, nor is it easy, but it's always possible when we're rooted in love and committed to becoming our strongest selves. Each week, we tackle a new aspect of development, giving you tools, inspiration, and practical steps to bloom in all areas of your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So here we are. We're at this week, and we're building on the foundation we've started. We've already planted the seeds. Now it's time to nurture them and build momentum. Growth doesn't stop with the first step. It's a continuous process of being able to show up over and over again, taking action and allowing our progress to propel us forward. Bloom. So come on, friends. It's time to dive into week 3, building momentum. Now, you should already have them available to you, but if you don't, go ahead and grab those notebooks, grab those journals, because together we're going to explore how to keep moving, level up our efforts, and harness the energy of your small wins to create lasting transformation. It's time to get started, friends. So come on, week 3, let's grow. Take a moment. Imagine you've already started taking those small steps towards your goals. Week 3, right? Some of us are journaling daily. Some of us are choosing to do it weekly. Some of us are saving a few dollars each week. It's a pretty good goal to have. Or some of us are committing to one healthy meal a day. Small steps. By week 3, we should no longer be standing still. But we need to build on that foundation. Identify for yourself this week. How do you transform those small efforts into powerful momentum that helps to carry you forward? Take a moment. Think about it. Your small steps, your goals that you identified 1 or 2 weeks ago. What have you done so you no longer feel as though you're just sitting in the same space over and over again? Today we're going to talk about a lot when it comes to building momentum, because each small step helps us in moving forward. Each small step helps us to build on every additional step so that we feel as though we're making a step in the right direction, even if we have to slide back a little bit. But by building momentum, we're preparing ourselves to get the overall goal accomplished. So let's start with talking about leveling up your efforts. What are the initial actions you have for that next level? Yet let's use the example of exercise. I know it all too well, and I'll tell you the goal of exercising requires small steps a lot, and definitely consistency. But let's say you're not someone that works out every day, but it's a goal that you have identified. And your first small step could be 10 minutes on the treadmill. After a while, You'll get used to that 10 minutes and it should become easy for you. So, how do you challenge yourself by adding an additional small step to the progress? Why not make it 20? And for some of us, 15. Or let's say you're saving money and you started with $10 a week with your overall goal to get to 100. So once $10 a week becomes comfortable, your next goal could be moving it up to 20. Or maybe it's 25. Once you've seen you've been able to accomplish one small step, create another small step. By leveling up our efforts, it helps us to stay engaged in the process, to challenge ourselves to do more, to understand that in order to achieve the overall goal, even though we start with small steps, we need another small step to keep us going. Remember that baby of ours that's learning to walk? That first step is always so exciting. And what do we do as parents? We challenge them to take another step. We help them, cheer them on until they get comfortable with that second step, then that third step, and before we know it, they're running off to college. But each step in the process, they receive encouragement. They receive acknowledgement. They're applauded for taking each step to get to where they want to be. Another thing to think about is what we call compound growth, or I'll just say consistency. How do we make each step something that becomes natural? That even when we may forget, something in our mind reminds us, I forgot to do this. Over time, when you do the same thing over and over again, what happens? It becomes more consistent. Some people say that it takes at least 30 days to form a habit. That's probably true. But even if it's a habit for us, it's easy to fall off if we don't make sure that we're consistent with it. And by being more consistent and amplifying your efforts over time, it leads to what? Phenomenal growth. Goals being smashed. The ability to be able to challenge yourself easier through each step of the process. I'll use the example of watering a plant. We're talking about blooming, right? Some people say they have a green thumb. Some people don't say they don't. This past year, as a birthday gift to myself, not to myself, as a birthday gift that was given to me, I was given a house plant. Not really my thing, but I started getting into putting outside plants outside. So now I have a house plant. Trust me, it's totally different than having plants outside and knowing that they just require sun and water on a regular basis. That plant, I needed to identify, how do I take care of it so that one, I don't kill it, and two, I know how to make it grow. That small corner plant has bloomed into this gorgeous, miraculous, healthy looking, for the most part, plant sitting in my living room. Over time, I had to learn that, let me water it. Something's wrong. Let me do some research. I'm watering it too much. Me cut back on the watering. Then I had to learn that I wasn't watering it enough. It was dying for a different reason. Each week I learned something different about the plant because I'm nurturing the progress. I'm gaining momentum and understanding what is needed. And the biggest reward I get from that is a plant that is full of life, is gorgeous. It does things for me in the house to help bring about calmness. It helps to clean the air. It gives me some of those nutrients that I need that only plants do. The consistency and making sure I put the effort towards understanding and knowing how to take care of a house plant has helped me to see phenomenal results. And we talked about turning actions into habits. By transforming how we do things, it helps in getting used to an automatic routine. That 10 minutes on the treadmill every day, it's easy to challenge yourself to do 20 minutes when it's a routine. I'll be honest, for working out and being healthier when it comes to getting in the gym, I need consistency. If that consistency isn't there and I don't have the habits that I need challenging me on a regular basis to get there, then I fall off. My accountability partners, the people that make sure that I'm there over and over again, that remind me, I'll see you on Monday morning, I'll see you Wednesday. Oh, I haven't seen you in a minute, where have you been? Those people help in me being able to incorporate a daily routine into my life, or a regular routine into my life. That by mixing things up and challenging myself to do a little bit more on a regular basis, I am embedding habits into my process. And time over time, it becomes easier and easier to get it done. The prayer that I told you about during week 1 and week two. That daily prayer before I open my eyes to help me in setting the stage for my day has proven to be phenomenal. This morning I woke up and I almost reached for my phone and opened my eyes, and then I remember, I forgot to pray. And I quickly snatched my hand back. I closed my eyes and I said, God, thank you. Thank you for another day. Thank you for being a covering for me as I slept last night. Please stand by me today and help me to be aligned with what is expected for me. Please calm my mind, calm my spirit. Help me to be extremely engaged during this day. I give you thanks and honor. In Jesus' name, amen. It's a habit now. I know it's needed. I know it's required because it's giving me balance. It's helping me to grow. It's helping me to level up my efforts so that I can achieve this goal and make it more routine. And with every time we get used to a habit and it becomes more routine, then we get hit with another challenge as we work towards blooming. And that is, how do we work through feeling bored and stuff when we're working on a goal? How do we stay motivated through the process? How do we find more inspiration to help us in keeping to move forward? How do we address things when our mind is ready to check out of the process and start something new? Because when you start something new, it's fun. It's engaging. It's a challenge. And when you feel as though you've accomplished and exceeded that challenge, even if you haven't met your goal, what do? We start something else. You make it fun. You make it engaging. You do something to remind yourself that you're in this for a reason. Let's say that your goal is to walk 10 minutes daily. Then you move it up to 20 and you accomplish that goal. It's great. Then you move it up to 30. You accomplish that goal. Phenomenal. I got it. Then you're like, I hit that 30 minutes. I'm good. What's your ultimate goal? Is it to actually walk 10 minutes a day, or is it to become more healthy? So that's a couple of small goals that you accomplish. If the goal is to do 30 minutes a day, once you achieve that goal, do you then expand on the goal? How do you make sure that through the process, you become more and more engaged? So once you accomplish the goal, do you set new goals? If you didn't accomplish the goal, you get to 20 minutes a day and then you get bored and you rather sit on the couch and surf social media or watch TV versus doing your walking, how do you spruce it up a little bit? Do you add music? Do you go walking with a friend? Do you scroll social media and walk at the same time? Are you able to multitask like that? We're all going to feel as though we're not engaged in a process at some point when we're working on our goals. Some statistics show that a lot of people set goals or New Year's resolutions at the beginning of every year. Usually by the middle of January to the end of January, all those goals have fallen to the wayside. And the more and more life gets challenging, the easier it is to let go of those goals and just get used to the norm. But this is the year of blooming. You know, as you build momentum, it helps to also challenge your mindset. As we bloom, we shouldn't be doing the same thing that we were doing 3 weeks ago. We should be celebrating what we've accomplished and challenge ourselves to do more. Inspire ourselves to do better. Create an atmosphere where we want to focus on how to be more engaged. We change our mindset. We focus on the great things and we shift how we think about what we're focused on and how we perceive ourselves. One of the biggest things you can accomplish when challenging yourself to grow is how you think mentally about what you're doing. How you encourage yourself to level up at all times. How you remove doubt and fear from the process. But instead, you incorporate things such as, I can do this. You know, if you sat down and kind of look at some of the things that we do on a regular basis, sometimes we are our own worst enemies. Example, 2 words. Write them in your journal. 2 words. Can't wait. 2 words. Can't wait. Drop the apostrophe T. What does that give you? Can wait. Patience helps us a lot as we're working on ways to encourage and motivate ourselves to be better, to do better, to improve, to take bigger steps to help us to grow, to celebrate our small victories and challenge ourselves to take another small step towards victory. The ultimate goal is to keep ourselves motivated and thriving so that we are challenging growth mentally, physically, spiritually, every step of the way in the process. It helps us when we do this because it helps us to develop a way to transform ourselves over and over again so that we are happy about everything that we've accomplished. Building momentum is more than just keeping the pace. It's about creating a process where we are propelling ourselves forward to have great achievements, to be able to look back and say we've done a great job. Keep encouraging yourselves, friends, so we can continue this journey on blooming. We covered a lot today. I hope it challenged you, because I'm sure by this time you're trying to figure out, what are we doing? How do I stay motivated in this process? Step by step, it becomes easier and easier. Today we explored how small, consistent actions can create lasting change. We talked about how we can level up our efforts and how momentum becomes the driving force that helps us grow into the strongest versions of ourselves. That's the ultimate goal, right? I want you to remember that progress is a journey. It's not a destination. It is a journey, friends. It is truly not a destination. In order to do this, we have to show up every day and trust that the seeds that we're planting now will bloom into something beautiful. I have faith in each and every one of you who are focused on this process. Keep watering your seeds. Stay consistent. And let your momentum carry you forward. You've got this. You've got this. Really engage yourself in challenging you to be better each day. And as you do so, and we prepare for next week, we're going to talk about celebrating progress. Progress isn't measured solely by how far we've come, but by the fact that you've chosen to start that first step that we talked about. We'll talk about why it's important to celebrate your journey, honor all of the small wins, and use those celebrations to fuel yourself for continued growth. Take a moment this week and just think about what you've accomplished so far. And no accomplishment is too small or not worthy of celebration. So whether you've taken a big leap or just that small little step, remember, celebrate the fact that you're on this journey, that you're already blooming. Remember, you start planting those seeds and then you water them and then you see that little piece come out the dirt. Remember how exciting it is? That's what we're doing. We're watering ourselves. We planted the seeds. We're watering ourselves. And now the roots are starting to grow and we're starting to bloom. That's a good way to end it. So until next time, friends, keep rooting yourself in love, growing in strength, and remember, you're exactly where you need to be. Talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Heal You by Creatively Shy. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Heal, the letter U, 216, and find us on your favorite podcast platforms. Just search Heal and the letter U to stay updated on our 52-part Bloom series. Visit www.creativelyshy.com to grab your copy of the Bloom 12-month self-care and motivational journal and explore more Bloom-inspired products. We'd love to hear from you. Like, share, and comment to let us know how you're blooming. Until next time, keep growing and stay rooted in love.